That day in Afghanistan sounds horrifying. It started by you all, your team, meeting some goat herders, right?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, they walked up on us. I mean, it wasn't a formal greeting, you know. You imagine Afghanistan in the most horrible place you can think of, and you're like, no, there's no way no one can get up here. No one will walk up here or spend any time up here, and they'll be there. And that's where we were. We had positioned ourselves in an area where we thought no one was going to walk on top of us, and sure enough, about 2 hours later, they did. One man first, and then after him, about 5-10 minutes later, another adult male and his son.
You all detained these goat herders for a little while, then released them, and you believe they tipped off the Taliban of your presence.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. The place we were at was so desolate. It was the end of the cliff. I mean, there wasn't anything else out there. It was drop off on three sides, and there was only one way in and one way out. And after we turned them loose, I mean, they hightailed it out of there, back up the mountain, and out of our sight. We relocated, and then about an hour later, that militia showed up, and they were looking for us. I mean, their posture that they were carrying throughout the whole, when I first rolled around and looked at them, was an aggressive posture. I mean, they were searching for us.
How many were there of you, and how many were there of them?
There was 4 of us, and our best guesstimation was 100 plus of them.
4 Navy SEALs?
Yes, ma'am.
And 100 plus Taliban?
Yes, ma'am.
So the odds were pretty much stacked against you guys.
Oh, they always are. That's our job. But yeah, it was substantial in this one.
In this case, Michael Murphy really did risk his life in an incredibly courageous way.
Yes, ma'am. Tell
me what he did.
I guess we were about an hour into the gunfight, and we had been pushed down the backside of the mountain. The Taliban had the high ground on us, and they had completely encircled us, 360 degrees. So no matter where we were hiding in there, we were getting hit. The only way you could prevent yourself from getting shot was to keep moving. And we were using each side of the mountain for cover. What he did was, we had actually lost Danny by this time, and Matt had been shot pretty bad, and Mikey had actually been shot a few times too. We were in a straight line down the mountain. Matt had come around to my right side and sat down and was talking to me. And then I looked back up the mountain, and Mikey had pushed out to the middle of the draw, which is, we call it the fatal funnel. You don't want to be in an area like that. The only way that's the only place he could go out to get coverage for the phone. And sure enough, he dialed it up, pushed out to that boulder, made the phone call, and then he took 2 more rounds to the back or to the side. I couldn't be for certain. And it actually dropped him. He stood back up, finished the phone call, grabbed his rifle, and moved back. He flanked back to the left side where he came from, and got into a major engagement up there. I couldn't see him. The last time I saw him was on the rock, but when he moved to the left, I could hear what was going on up there. And he was letting me know, too. I could hear him yelling. And then that was it.
He basically went out to a spot, Marcus, that exposed him to incredible danger so he could make a phone call to get help for you guys.
Oh, we were dying. I mean, that's what he said in his transmission, too. He's like, my men are dying out here. I need help. So call in reinforcements.
Tell me what happened to you personally, Marcus.
It was myself and Matt Axelson. We were the last 2 alive, and we had actually worked our way almost down to the base of the mountain. We were actually trying to get into the village we were watching, and we had got pinned underneath this overhang. And there was a couple of logs that were covering the entrance. It was open just enough on the backside that someone fired an RPG in there and hit both of us. Hit the wall beside us and blew us out of that hole.
A rocket-propelled grenade.
Yes, ma'am. And that was the last I remember. When I came to, I was on the back side of this ridge. I was upside down. I was paralyzed from the waist down. So I just rolled over and belly crawled into the side of the cliff. Wedged myself into some rocks, covered myself with, I was bleeding real bad. Just packed mud and stuff in my legs to stop the bleeding because all my med gear had been blowing off of me. And I just laid there and watched everything unfold.
How long did it take before someone came and got you?
6 days, 7 days.
My God.
It was rough.
Were there times when you wondered if anybody was going to come get you and find you?
No, I gave up on that. I mean, I knew they were out there looking for me, but I had crawled 7 miles the wrong direction. So I figured by the time I was healthy enough to walk, that I was just going to have to walk out of there. I was either going to die walking out of there, because I just wasn't going to lay down and die, or I was going to get out safely. And I got lucky, and the Army found me. Green Berets and ODA came in and got me.
But if he had not gone out there, risked his life, and made that call,
They never found us.
you wouldn't be talking to me today.